burn a bush, cause for peace, he no push, no butt, son. Killing over all in Greece, no weapons of destruction.
Hip-hop star Common in a 2007 performance on HBO's Def Poetry Jam. That line about burning a bush is one of the reasons that conservatives are up in arms after the White House invited Common to perform at a poetry reading just this week. Much of the criticism came from Fox News.
Yeah, let's invite a misogynist to the White House. The guy's called for violence against police officers and called for killing the former president. Hey, whoa. When we roll together with a strapped gun, we're going to be rocking them to sleep. That sounds like killing cops to me.
Sure, listen.
Whoa. Okay. That sounds like killing cops to me.
I'm not anti-rap. In fact, like Bret Baier, I know the lyrics to Rapper's Delight, too.
Why on earth would the President and First Lady invite this man to the White House? The answer, I believe, is that the Obamas do not understand the sensibilities of many Americans.
Rapper's Delight, too. Okay, so over on The Daily Show, on Comedy Central, Jon Stewart defended Common.
Are we really doing this again? For this guy, Common, the guy from the Gap ads, the guy from the Queen Latifah rom-com, Elmo's friend, that's the guy.
So the argument about Common is far from over. It's still heating up. Stewart has accepted an invitation from Bill O'Reilly to debate the issue. So, was the White House wrong? Or do conservatives have a fundamental fear or misunderstanding of rap and hip-hop? So joining me now to talk about this, Tim Wise, an anti-racist writer and activist, author of the book Colorblind. Dan Charnas is a journalist and the author of The Big Payback, The History of the Business of Hip-Hop. And here in the studio with me is Robert Watson. He's a producer and he's a Grammy voter as well. And all of them have been on the show before. When you hear Sarah Palin make that, we laughed out loud when Sarah Palin made that dated reference to the Sugar Hill Gang. Does it seem like they're out of... What is it?
They pulling bullets. I mean, they have nothing to go on. This is the cleanest rapper we have in the game. Common Sense is, I mean, he makes conscious raps. He speaks to the people. He's anti-violence. He's anti-everything. This guy is good as we got. If he's bad, there's nothing left in rap. I mean, he's the best we got.
All right. So, listen, Robert, if you're in the industry,
yes.
Right? You're in the industry. This would probably be understandable if the White House had invited a gangster rapper, but Common, again, far from...
I mean, it's him, Mos Def, a couple guys, that's it.
All right. So, Tim, is there something, because I've been hearing this, and I've been hearing this, I think African Americans, the ones I know, won't say it. But white Americans are saying it to me. It says, Don, you know, there's some racial undertones here. Do you see that? I want to play this clip from Bill Maher last night, and then we'll talk about it.
And of course, this to them has nothing to do with the fact that he's black. You have to feel bad for people like Karl Rove and Matt Drudge and Andrew Breitbart. It's so hard to live in a colorblind society when all the bad people are black. It's just hard for them.
So listen, I know that, you know, Fox will play this and say, oh, you know, look what CNN did. They invited these people on and what have you. Just asking the questions. Is there some racial undertones here?
Well, there's a racial disparity in the way that a lot of white folks view hip-hop as opposed to country music, where you have artists for years. I live in Nashville, Tennessee. There are folks that made their living. Johnny Cash, some of the early work that Porter Wagner did, where he talked about killing his ex-wife and burying her in the forest. I mean, no one said, oh my God, we can't talk about Porter Wagner or Johnny Cash. There's a definite racial disparity in the treatment of different types of music, and I think the reason is because for a lot of white Americans, they believe that when black people talk about violence, it's autobiographical and they're getting ready to go kill somebody, and they realize that when white folks do it, oh, they're just talking. Except, of course, you know, the real thing, and Bill O'Reilly, you had a clip of him, and he said, you know, the White House doesn't understand a lot of America. I think the bigger issue is that these critics don't understand that there are millions of Americans whose understanding and experience of this country is not the Lee Greenwood, you know, thank God I'm free, proud to be an American version. It's a version of the folks who live in the South Bronx, who live on Pine Ridge Reservation, brown-skinned folks in Arizona right now who don't feel free. And when they write about it, either in a rhyme or in a poem, I think that's what scares these conservative white folks. They don't accept the fact that there are millions of people for whom the experience of America is different than theirs, and they certainly don't want to have to confront that.
Are these pundits trying to get traction from the fact that the president is black and that rap is primarily a black art form? Primarily a black art form, but who buys most of the rap and hip-hop music in the country?
White Americans.
So are they trying to gain traction on this, Tim?
Sure. Yeah. Are you asking me? I'm not sure. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. Look, this is one of those ways you can push a button with people. The same way you can by questioning the president's academic credentials. That's a very clear button of racial anxiety and racial resentment. And when it comes to rap, folks have been doing it for 20 years. They did it, I mean, back in 1992. I remember during the Republican convention, that was right after Ice-T's song Cop Killer had come out. Now, that wasn't even a rap song. That was a song for Ice-T's speed metal band Body Count, but they turned it into an attack on rap. Oh, Ice-T, a rap artist, wants to kill cops. At the very same time, they were in bed politically with the NRA that was lobbying for cop killer Teflon-coated bullets, and they didn't mind that. They don't want stories about cop killing. They want bullets that actually kill cops. It's fascinating.
I want to bring Dan Charnas in. This is your expertise because you wrote the book on this. You know, are they trying to gain, because it's primarily an African-American platform, but don't most whites buy hip-hop and rap? They buy the bulk of it.
Absolutely. And you just have to remember, this is all strategy. You know, in my book, I actually tell the cop side of that 1992 cop killer controversy. And Ron DeLorde, who ran Cleat down in Texas, he knew consciously that this was something that the cops needed to do after the LA cops beat down Rodney King and the ensuing riots. Is that the police had egg on their face, and that this is something that Republicans and police needed to do to sort of turn cops into victims. When in actuality, it's people like Rodney King and you know, folks who are brutalized by police that are, you know, much more the victims of this kind of thing.
Okay, listen, I just have a few seconds here, but the song that they're actually concerned about, where it talks about killing cops, is that what it actually talks about? I thought in the end that it's sort of a redemption song and said you shouldn't be doing this, what I'm talking about. That's right.
Absolutely. The song ends clean. It's a story, and the story ends with do not do this, do the right thing. You know.
All right, Dan, Tim. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Yes, Rapper's Delight. Hip-hop, hip-hop. All right. Next, it's something that would embarrass even the shameless leader of Al-Qaeda. A dirty little secret from the intelligence seized at bin Laden's compound.
Somewhere. What are you doing here?
My friend's flight couldn't make it.
Where's George? They got his ticket.
He had to come. He said he was uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable? How do you think I feel? Hey, let me ask you something. How much did you pay for that ticket? $175. Kramer, who'd you sell your ticket to?
Some nut in a clown suit.
Nice day, huh?
The ultra-refreshing icy blast of a new frozen iced tea or frozen lemonade from Dunkin' Donuts. Chill with one today. America runs on Dunkin'.
What do you want in a university?
My credits have to transfer.
It's gotta be affordable.
I'd like an online program from a traditional university.
The classes have to work with my schedule.
So I can finish what I started.
Honestly, I want a degree I can be proud of.
Southern New Hampshire University has more than 100 online programs and 5 campus locations. Call 1-800-207-5022 or go to snhu.edu/go.
With the Lumix DS series from Panasonic, you get a travel camera that does it all. Featuring stunning full HD video. And for a small, go-anywhere camera, an incredibly sharp, intelligent zoom that goes and goes up to 21 times. The Lumix DS series from Panasonic. Life doesn't have to stop for amazing photos.
Hey, Justin, what are you drinking?
Dunkin' Ice for a boost. Then you know what happens. Yeah, enough of the laser show. You hear that, Carl? Laser show.
It's gonna be a long season.
You're gonna have a front row seat for it. The Boston Red Sox run on Dunkin' Coffee.
apartment to watch the Super Bowl. Well, not all of us.
Welcome back to Super Bowl 44 in Miami. Give a load to that guy. You think that's his real number?
Well, that explains where Barney is.
Keeps on his wings.
Hey, guys. Hey. Does anyone know who won the Super Bowl?
You were there. It was the...
I won because I am now in possession of a magic phone that always rings. And you know who's always usually on the other end? A chick. So how many chicks do I have calling me now? Infinity! You guys remember Ranjit?
Hello. Hey, Ranjit. Good to see you.
I've enlisted Ranjit's services as my personal driver because for the next week, I'll be sleeping with hundreds of women. And I don't want to take the subway because, you know, germs.
Wait, you're actually going to hook up with these girls that call you?
Oh, indubitably. I'm meeting the first one here any minute. Keep your eyes peeled for a red sweater.
I can only imagine the quality of girl
Oh
that
my
is.
God, you are the guy from the Super Bowl.
Magic phone, guys. Magic phone.
Hey guys, hey Ranjit.
Hey, how's it going? What? That beer looks a little flat.
Yeah, it's scotch.
Whoa. Something troubling you, kiddo?
Dawn.
Dawn was Aunt Robin's co-host on her morning show. Now, even though her show was on so early that no one watched, Aunt Robin was a consummate professional. But Dawn was not.
Oh, yeah.
But that morning, Dawn had gone too far.
Now that's what I call having a woof over your head. Don? Don?
Why is Yuli's gold in every crossword? Oh, it's me? Sorry. Next Sunday is Valentine's Day. And one lucky patient will be receiving a very special chocolate heart, a human heart. Oh, hey, that reminds me. I've been meaning to ask you, Robin, do you have any Valentine's Day plans?
He asked you out? He asked me out.
That's crazy. And they used Yuli because of the vowels. What did you say?
Well, we were on the air. I was on the spot, so I said okay.
Robin, you are going to marry this guy so freaking hard. Right in the butt.
No, I hate Don. And now I can't cancel because I said I would go out with him on the air.
What would your viewer think?
Whoa. You said you'd go out with him on Valentine's? I thought we had plans.
Getting drunk and cleaning the apartment was a plan?
I did not say it was a good plan.
Guys, we're on me now. And it is getting interesting. Look at these texts. Read this one. Yowza! Now look at this. Does she text her mother with those fingers? Now look at this one. Oh, this one. Oh, this one. Oh, this one.
Okay, buddy. How about you do this? Go nail that girl, then read your texts.
I can't do that, Ted. I just can't hook up with a girl if there is a hotter girl out there with whom I can be hooked. Go for Barney. Cut to the chase. What's your cup size? Oh, hi, Mom.
It's always a hotter girl. Isn't that the problem in a nutshell? There's too many options. You got internet dating, you got bars.
Holding up your phone number on national TV?
I never had that problem. When I was 18, I had an arranged marriage. And I love my wife more and more every day.
It is true. It is very rare that two people just meet and fall madly in love, like Robin and Dawn.
But we're not even, going out for dinner. We're just hanging out at his place. No, it's not like that. It's just us and a bunch of other people. Wait, Robin, what exactly did Don say when he asked you out?
I'm having some friends over to my place for a little party. You should come by if you want.
Robin, Don didn't ask you out. Of course he asked me out.
Well, dog my cats. I think I know what's going on here. Robin, did you want Dawn to ask you out?
No! I hate Don. I can't stop thinking about how much I hate him. It's like all the time. I just want to attack him and rip his stupid clothes off and spank him with his little paddle until his bum's all red. Shut up!
See? That right there is what free will gets you. Constant, ego-shattering uncertainty. I'm done with that. I want what Ranjit has. I've spent my entire adult life looking for the perfect woman, and I'm spending Valentine's Day scrubbing the toilet. I need someone else to find me that woman. Marshall. Lily. Arranged marriage me.
springtime belongs to the doers. Those of us who know grass doesn't turn green just because the calendar says to. And that a big difference can grow from a small budget. For those of us with grass on our sneakers,